Welcome to our channel, where coins are more than just money, they are history, mystery, and hidden value. Here, we explore 5 amazing coins in every video, from rare circulation finds to surprisingly valuable modern coins. You'll discover coin stories, mint marks, errors, conditions, and real auction values from today's market. Whether you're a beginner, a collector, or just curious about coins in your pocket, this channel is made for you, so stay tuned, hit subscribe, and let's uncover the secrets behind 5 coins that could change the way you see money. The 2003 German 20 euro cent coin, focusing on what it actually is, what affects its value, and why some people think it's worth a lot, like $300,000 in the auction market, even though the verified market data doesn't support that kind of price for normal examples. I will not put in headings or scene descriptions, just smooth narration for your video. Today we're talking about one of the most talked about euro coins among collectors, the German 2003 20 euro cent coin. This coin was issued across multiple mint marks in Germany in 2003, and it's one coin that often gets highlighted in online videos and auctions when people talk about valuable euro coins. Before we go further, let's understand what this coin really is, what makes it collectible, and what it's actually worth in the real world. The 20 euro cent coin you see here was part of the regular circulation series issued by Germany. The design on the front, or obverse, features the iconic Brandenburg Gate in Berlin, a symbol of German unity and European integration, surrounded by the 12 stars of the European Union. On the reverse, like all 20-cent coins from the Eurozone, you see the map of Europe with the denomination clearly marked. This is a standard circulation coin made of an alloy called Nordic gold, weighing 5.74 grams with a diameter of about 22.25 millimeters. It has a distinctive Spanish flower edge with 7 broad indentations, which makes it easy to recognize. Now, what many people don't know is that this same coin was struck at 5 different German mints in 2003, each identified by a single letter that tells collectors where it was made. The letter A is for Berlin, D for Munich, F for Stuttgart, G for Karlsruhe, and J for Hamburg. Among these, the 2003 J mint mark had an especially low circulation mintage compared to the others, around 180,000 pieces according to numismatic catalogs. The other mint marks had tens of millions of coins produced that year. That low mintage for the J version is why some collectors talk about the 2003 German 20 euro cent as being rare and potentially valuable. On paper, it does have a much smaller number compared to its siblings. And when it comes to coin collecting, rarity and condition drive prices. A coin that is uncirculated or in extremely fine condition with original luster can be worth more than one that has been used as pocket change for years. However, here's where reality and internet hype start to diverge. If you look at reputable coin value data from catalogs and online coin markets, the average collector value for most circulated and extra fine examples of the 2003 German 20 euro cent, even with the J mint mark, is still just a few cents to a few dollars. Many online listings show these coins selling for well under $5 in common circulated condition, and even less in worn grades. So why do some videos and listings claim values as high as $300,000? This usually comes from clickbait or unverified auction footage. Some YouTube channels showcase extremely sensationalized values for various coins, and sometimes they mention German 20 euro cents, but when serious auction houses or numismatic experts list actual prices realized at auction for standard 20-cent coins, you very rarely see numbers above a few dollars or, in rare certified cases, maybe tens of dollars for top-grade uncirculated examples. Even though the J mint mark has a low mintage, that doesn't automatically make it worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. A coin has to be both genuinely rare and in exceptional condition, often with certified grading by PCGS or NGC, to fetch significant sums. And for this specific issue, there isn't strong public auction evidence of a 2003 German 20 euro cent selling for $300,000 or anywhere near that figure. Most references to such high values are unverified, come from videos without credible sources, or are outright misinformation. So what should you do if you found one of these coins in your collection or pocket change? First, check the mint mark, that little letter under the date. Then evaluate the condition. If the coin is worn, scratched, or clearly circulated, its value is going to be close to its nominal face value of 20 euro cents, roughly 20 cents in euros, or under $1 in USD. That's because millions of these coins were made overall, and even the rare mint variants still show up in collections and coin rolls regularly. If you do think you have an especially nice specimen with strong details and original luster, consider having it professionally graded. A certified uncirculated coin with a high grade from a trusted grading service could be worth more to dedicated collectors, but even then, typical auction results aren't in the six-figure range. In most cases, for the 2003 German 20 euro cent, realistic values for extra fine or uncirculated coins are closer to a few dollars up to maybe $20 to $50 in exceptional cases, not hundreds of thousands. To sum it up, the 2003 German 20 euro cent with a J mint mark is an interesting piece with genuinely lower mintage than its siblings, and that does give it some collectible appeal. But collector value is determined by real market sales, not by speculation or viral videos. Most are still worth close to face value, and even in extra fine condition they rarely reach high auction prices. If you're serious about selling or preserving one, get it graded and consult recent auction results for similar graded examples. That's how serious collectors and dealers determine true worth. Next coin. The 2005 Irish 20 euro cent coin, focusing on what it actually is, what affects its value, and the truth behind claims of high auction prices like $350,000, even though actual market values are much lower. I've written this as a flowing narration without headings, perfect for voiceover. Today we're going to talk about a coin that a lot of people mention online when discussing rare and valuable euro coins, the 2005 Ireland 20 euro cent. You may have seen videos, listings, or posts claiming that certain euro cents are worth huge sums of money at auction, sometimes even numbers like $350,000, and you might be wondering if there's any truth to that. In this video we'll break down the history, the real collector market, and what you should actually expect if you have one of these coins. The Irish 20 euro cent coin from 2005 was part of the regular euro circulation series produced by the Central Bank of Ireland. On the front side of this coin, what we call the obverse, you'll see the traditional Celtic harp, which is Ireland's national symbol and has appeared on Irish coins for centuries. Around the harp is the word Éire, which means Ireland in the native Irish language, and the date 2005 marking the year of minting. On the reverse side, like all normal euro cents, you find the common European map showing the denomination and symbolic unity of the European currency. This coin is made of an alloy widely called Nordic gold. It weighs about 5.74 grams and is roughly 22.25 millimeters in diameter. The edge has a distinctive Spanish flower shape with smooth surfaces separated by 7 indentations, which is the standard design for 20 euro cent pieces across the Eurozone. Mintage data shows that Ireland produced around 40 million of these coins in 2005, which for euro collectors is actually quite a significant number in circulation. While this is less than some other years, it still makes the 2005 20 cent a common issue rather than a truly rare one, especially when compared to coins that are worth serious money. Now let's talk about value. Coin value depends heavily on condition, rarity, and collector demand. For most coins that circulated as everyday money, the value stays modest unless there's some documented error or a very limited special strike. For the 2005 Irish 20 cent coin in standard circulated condition, most established coin catalogs and market listings show typical values that are well below $1 to just a few dollars at most, depending on where and how nice the coin looks. For example, circulated coins in fine condition generally sell for amounts like about 30 cents to 60 cents, and even uncirculated ones typically are valued in the low dollar range, often under $2. There are listings online where collectors or sellers might price these coins at higher amounts, even tens of dollars, but those are individual seller opinions and not reflective of widespread auction results. High prices only happen when something truly unusual is going on, like a major error in striking, a die variety that's been confirmed rare, or an extremely high-grade coin certified by a trusted grading service. For standard 2005 Irish 20 euro cent coins, there is no widely documented record of any such coins selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars at reputable auctions. Most real market data keeps the pricing in the range you would expect for a common circulation coin. One reason why many collectors see videos or listings claiming massive values is because sensational content draws clicks and attention. On platforms like YouTube and online marketplaces, sellers sometimes post coins with astonishing price tags, but usually without evidence of actual sale history. Without verified auction results or sales records from credible numismatic auction houses, those prices should be taken with skepticism. The real auction market is transparent, and coins that sell for extreme prices typically have documentation and grading to justify them, and that isn't the case for the standard 2005 Irish 20 euro cent. So what should you do if you think you have one of these coins? First, examine it closely. If the coin shows normal wear from circulation, scratches, dull surfaces, and flattened details, then its collector value is likely close to its face value. If it's in remarkably fine or extra fine condition, with clear details and minimal wear, it could be worth a bit more to a collector, but still typically in the low dollars, not huge sums. If you find something that looks exceptional or has unusual features like mint errors or striking flaws, the smart next step is to get it professionally graded by services such as PCGS or NGC. A high grade from these services can increase collector confidence and help you sell at a fair market price. In reality, Eurocents from Ireland, especially standard issues like the 2005 20 cent, are relatively common in collector circles. They make nice additions to a set and are interesting historically, but they're not generally high-value rarity coins unless something truly out of the ordinary occurred in the minting process. Most collectors pay attention to low mintage issues in other denominations or coins with recognized errors when hunting for high-value pieces. The bottom line here is that while it's fun to imagine finding a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in your pocket change, the actual value of a 2005 Irish 20 Eurocent coin in circulated fine condition remains modest according to current auction market data. It's still a collectible and can be a small but enjoyable part of your collection, but claims of $350,000 values are not supported by genuine market evidence. Next coin. The 2001 Ireland 20 Eurocent. Now straight away there's an important thing to understand. Ireland didn't begin issuing euro coins until 2002, when the euro replaced the Irish pound. That means there is no official 2001 Irish 20 Eurocent coin struck for circulation. If you see someone telling you they have a 2001 Ireland 20 Eurocent, chances are that either the date is misread, the coin has been altered, or the story is simply being used to generate clicks. So any claims linked with the year 2001 should be treated with huge skepticism. But let's assume what you actually have is an Irish 20 Eurocent coin from the earliest years of euro circulation, which most commonly would be 2002 or nearby years, and let's talk about what affects its value, especially if someone online is claiming it's worth astounding sums like $400,000. The Irish 20 Eurocent from the early 2000s was part of the standard coinage for everyday use. On one side you'll find the ancient Celtic harp, Ireland's national emblem that's been on Irish coins for generations. Around the harp is Éire, the Irish name for the country, and of course the year of issue. On the other side is the common European design showing the denomination and a simplified map of Europe. These coins are made of an aluminum-bronze alloy known as Nordic Gold and weigh about 5.74 grams with a diameter of around 22.25 millimeters, the same core specifications used across all Eurozone 20-cent coins. When the euro first came into circulation in Ireland in 2002, mintage figures were quite large. For example, the 20 Eurocent coin alone saw over 234 million pieces minted that year. That's a lot of coins, and large mintages usually push values down toward face value unless something unusual happened with a particular die or batch. In terms of actual market value, numismatic guides and current listings on collector sites show that 20 Eurocent coins from Ireland in circulated and extra fine condition generally trade for very modest amounts, typically between about 24 cents and $1.50, depending on the year and the coin's condition. Even for the slightly lower mintage years like 2003, 2004 or 2005, the prices rarely exceed a couple of dollars unless the coin is in uncirculated or specially preserved condition. So where do these $400,000 valuations come from in most cases? Large figures like that are not based on documented auction results or verified sales. Instead they come from online videos, sensational listings, or collectors trying to gain attention by attaching a huge value to a coin that otherwise isn't rare. Some channels or marketplace sellers will show exaggerated price tags without any proof that a coin has ever sold for anything close to that sum. Until there's a verified auction record or a widely recognized numismatic reference backing up such a figure, those claims should be treated as speculation or hype. Legitimate auction houses and pricing guides rely on documented sales history, and for standard Irish 20 Eurocent coins, that history shows low values rather than six-figure windfalls. Even if a coin is in extra fine or uncirculated condition, which means it has minimal wear and strong detail, that doesn't automatically make it worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. For most circulating euro coins, even top-graded examples are worth tens of dollars, not hundreds of thousands, because millions were minted and many survive in collections. If you do believe your coin is unusually high grade, the smart way to proceed is to have it professionally graded by a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. A high grade from an independent grader can help establish its status in a marketplace and let you compare it to actual sales of similarly graded coins. But even then, Price outcomes are based on what collectors are actually willing to pay at auction or in private sale. And right now, there's no reliable market data showing a regular Irish 20 cent ever approaching a $400,000 sale. To put this into perspective, when collectors trade and sell these coins online or at shows, the ones from the early Euro years, even in extra fine condition, typically bring prices close to or slightly above face value. That means a circulated coin might go for just a few cents above its 20-cent face value, while a very crisp, uncirculated one might fetch a couple of dollars. In rarer exceptions like unique mint errors or extremely low survival counts, values can go higher, but nothing close to six figures has been widely documented for the standard Irish 20 cent, so if you're sitting on what you think might be a rare Irish 20 cent, here's what to do. Examine the date carefully and make sure it's a genuine issue year like 2002 to 2006 rather than a misread date. Check the coin's condition, the less wear, the better, and consider a professional grade if it looks exceptional. Then compare it with actual auction results or collector sales for that specific year and grade. That's how seasoned collectors determine real value, by evidence and market history, not by sensational claims. In the end, while it's fun to imagine finding an ultra-valuable coin worth hundreds of thousands, the real auction market for Ireland's 20 cent coins, especially circulated or even extra fine examples, is grounded in modest prices that reflect common mintages and everyday use. And knowing the real numbers can help you be a smarter collector or seller when you're exploring your own coin finds. Next coin. The 2017 Australian 20-cent coin, focusing on what it really is, what affects its value, and why claims like $450,000 value don't match the real auction market. I've written it as a smooth narration you can use as voiceover, no headings, just continuous script. Today we're going to talk about a coin that a lot of people mistakenly think is incredibly valuable. The 2017 Australian 20-cent coin in circulated fine condition. You might have seen videos online or posts that mention huge values like $450,000, and you're probably wondering if that's actually true. So in this video we're going to break down what this coin is, how it was made, what real collectors pay for it, and why real horse sense market values are very different from wild internet claims. First, let's be clear about what a 2017 Australian 20-cent coin actually is. Australia does not use the euro, so a 20 cent from Australia doesn't exist. What we're really talking about is the Australian 20-cent piece from 2017. This coin was produced by the Royal Australian Mint as part of Australia's decimal currency series. It's a standard circulation coin with a face value of 20 Australian cents, made of copper nickel, weighing about 11.3 grams and measuring around 28.5 millimeters in diameter. The obverse shows the reigning monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, and the reverse typically depicts the iconic platypus, a design that has been used on the Australian 20 cent since the introduction of decimal currency in 1966. Turn 0 Search 16. According to the Royal Australian Mint's own production figures, around 28.7 million of these 20-cent coins were struck for circulation in 2017. That's a very large number, and when millions of a coin enter circulation, it means most of them are not rare and can be found regularly in pocket change and rolls of money. A high mintage usually limits how much value a coin can develop, because collectors can easily find and obtain examples without much difficulty. Turn 0 Search 27. So what happens when you put a 2017 20-cent coin on the collector market? If it's in circulated fine condition, meaning it has been used as everyday money and has noticeable wear, its value tends to stay close to face value or just slightly above for collectors who want to complete date sets. On online marketplaces, ordinary circulated examples often sell for just a few Australian dollars, sometimes under $5, because so many exist and there's no documented scarcity driving the price up. Even choice or high-end circulation quality pieces without major wear usually go for only a few dollars. Turn 0 Search 4. In collector circles, there are some special 2017 20-cent issues that go for a bit more than standard platypus pieces. For example, there are commemorative or themed issues like the Legends of the Anzacs, Star of Gallantry, and similar series that were released in 2017, but even these typically sell for only about $5 to $10 in good condition when listed or sold online. There are also modern collectible sets and special packaging versions that sell for slightly higher, but they don't reach anything like six-figure values. Turn 0 Search 17. There are also novelty or thematic 2017 Australian coins, such as planetary-themed coins or limited edition Mint Club items. Some of these can be worth a bit more in uncirculated condition, perhaps in the range of $15 to $20 or slightly higher, but these are still modest collector values based on demand and mintage levels. Turn 0 Search 9. Now, you might have seen videos or listings claiming huge prices, $100,000, $200,000, even $450,000, attached to certain Australian 20-cent coins from 2017. These prices are almost always sensationalized or clickbait. Real coin auction houses and verified sales records are the true source of what coins actually fetch in the market. And when we look at real auction history for 2017 Australian 20-cent coins, even well-graded uncirculated examples sell for amounts in the tens of dollars, not hundreds of thousands. For instance, certified coins with special varieties or finishes might sell for around $30 to $110 in auction records, nowhere near $450,000. Turn 0 Search 1. Turn 0 Search 2. So why do some people talk about extreme values? Often it's because sensationalizing a coin's value gets more attention online. Some channels or sellers will attach extremely high dollar amounts to attract curiosity or clicks, even when no verified auction record supports those figures. Serious coin collectors rely on documented sales history from reputable auction houses or professional grading services to assess real value. Without that, price claims should be treated with skepticism. If you do think you have a 2017 20-cent coin that's truly unusual, perhaps an error strike, a planchet mistake, or something out of the ordinary, the correct way to find its value is to get it professionally graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. That gives collectors confidence in the coin's authenticity and condition, and matches it to known auction results for similar graded coins. But even with high grades, the typical 2017 Australian 20-cent coin is not something that brings six-figure values in today's auction market. In reality, the most expensive 20-cent Australian coins tend to be very much older rare issues or true error coins, such as pieces from the early years of decimal currency or well-documented mistake strikes. For modern 2017 coins, the market value just doesn't support enormous numbers, especially for ordinary circulated or extra-fine condition pieces. The values measured by real sales and listings show modest premiums at best. So if you found a 2017 Australian 20-cent coin in your pocket change, don't be disappointed. It's still a great piece to add to your collection, and it tells a story of modern currency history. But the idea that a circulated example could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in today's auction market is not backed up by real evidence. The best estimates from actual sales records show values that are much more grounded in reality, and they reflect what real collectors are actually willing to pay. Next coin. The 2023 Greek 20 cent coin in circulated extra-fine condition, explaining what this coin is, how collectors actually value it today, and why claims like $500,000 value don't align with real auction market data. I'm presenting it as a continuous narration for voiceover, with no headings and easy for your audience to follow. Today we're going to talk about a coin you might see mentioned a lot online, the 2023 Greek 20 cent coin in circulated extra-fine condition, and specifically the rumors and claims that some of these coins are worth enormous sums like $500,000. You may have seen videos or listings that attach huge price tags to modern euro coins, and you're probably wondering if there's any truth to that. So in this video we're going to walk through what this coin actually is, what the real market data says about its value, and why extraordinary price claims should be taken with caution. The 20 cent coin from Greece is part of the Euro coin series that have been issued since Greece joined the Euro in 2001, and each Euro member country issues its own designs while keeping the common European reverse. The Greek 20 cent features a design celebrating Greek heritage and identity, with the reverse showing the common European map and stars of the EU, and the obverse typically displaying a portrait of Ioannis Kapodistrias, a prominent figure in Greek history. The coin is made from an alloy called Nordic gold, weighs about 5.74 grams, and measures approximately 22.25 millimeters in diameter, with a distinctive edge shape common to 20-cent coins across the Eurozone. For the 2023 issue, a relatively large number of these coins were minted. Depending on the source you look at, the total figure is often reported in the tens of millions, around 38 to 39 million coins according to some catalogs and listings, meaning these coins circulate widely in everyday transactions across Greece and elsewhere in the Eurozone. That's a high production number, and coins with large mintages tend not to develop significant rarity or high collector value unless there's something unusual like a mint error or unusual production variation. When we look at the collector market today, standard Greek 20-cent coins from 2023, even in extra-fine circulated condition, are not commanding huge prices at auction or in verified sales. Most coin catalogs and market listings show that these coins are commonly priced at amounts around a few dollars or euros, often under $3 to $5 in uncirculated or near uncirculated grades. Listings on popular collector marketplaces show examples selling for 1 to 2 euros or a few dollars, and even the coins in nice condition don't stray far from that range. Some online catalogs suggest that the 2023 Greek 20-cent coin has a relatively low reported mintage for the BU set portion, for example around 7,500 pieces in special sets, and label it as very scarce. But even if small sets exist, that doesn't automatically translate into extremely high values in the broader market. Catalog current values usually show modest prices depending on condition, often just above face value for circulated examples and slightly higher for uncirculated or collector quality. So why do some videos and listings claim values as high as $500,000? In most cases, these are sensational, unverified, or clickbait claims rather than figures backed by real auction results or widely accepted numismatic data. The fact is that standard circulation coins like the regular 2023 Greek 20 cent, even in extra fine condition, have no documented record of selling for anywhere near that amount in reputable auctions. Serious coin collectors and dealers base values on actual sales history, verified auction results, and well-established price guides, and those sources show very modest valuations for these coins. There are occasions when rare proof versions, special collector issues, or coins struck in precious metals can have significantly higher price tags, but those are not the same as regular circulation coins. Proof coins with different designations and compositions, for example proof strikes or precious metal issues listed in specialized catalogs, can sometimes be more valuable to collectors, but even those typically don't approach six-figure values like $500,000 unless there's irrefutable rarity and historical significance backed by auction data. If you believe you have a special variety, an error coin, or something genuinely unusual in your Greek 20 cent from 2023, the best next step is to have it professionally evaluated and graded by a trusted service. Grading services like PCGS, NGC, or similar organizations can tell you whether the coin is truly rare, what level of condition it has, and how it compares to documented sales of similar coins. Without that professional validation and a history of comparable auction results, huge valuation claims should be viewed skeptically. In reality, the typical 2023 Greek 20 euro cent coin in circulated extra fine condition is a nice piece of modern numismatics, but its value in today's collector market is grounded in realistic sales data, usually modest amounts that reflect supply, demand, and condition, not extraordinary auction prices. It's fun to dream about finding a coin worth hundreds of thousands, but the evidence simply doesn't support that kind of value for this issue.